I tried to help you out, and I did more for you than you ever did for me with my presence, because you were clearly grateful and thankful to be around me. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, or if you are new here, my name is Brianna and I make health, beauty, and lifestyle videos to inspire and motivate women like myself. Today's video is going to be a story time about some bullshit. I had to get me a glass of wine on this one, and before we get started, I wanted to give a shout out to Be Fool for gifting me their electric wine opener. And all you literally do is put it on there, press the button, and it literally lifts the cork out effortlessly, like no effort. And it also comes with a wine pourer and a foil cutter and also a vacuum sealer, so you can keep your wine bottles fresh if you don't finish them. I really don't even like telling personal stories about my business, y'all know, but you know, I feel like this needs to be shared. And also, if you watched my How to Spot a Manipulator video, I gave a brief introduction of this story. We're gonna name him we're gonna name him Billy. I told y'all in my New Year's video that I decided to end my relationship, and so I told that to a friend. So since my financial situation would be different, I told my friend, like, if you have any ways for me to get some extra income, let me know, because I have to pay all the bills now, blah blah blah. So she's like, yeah, I know somebody who has a business that he has an Airbnb, and she was helping to clean his Airbnb, getting paid doing that. So she was thinking that she could bring me in because she was going out of town, and I could fill in for her and make some extra money doing the same thing. So she was like, yeah, I'm gonna introduce you to him, and you know, he cool, da 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 da. I'm at her house and he comes over, and immediately he is smitten with the kid. Okay, he's smitten. I don't even want to go through this whole thing because it's irritating me. Okay, so the first day that I met this person, he liked me immediately. He started, you know, talking to me. We started having light conversations, and he was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get you some Uggs and da 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 da. He was looking on the Ugg website and everything, like which ones you want, what color would you like. I don't even remember the rest of the conversation, but they had ended up getting us some Thai food. It was me, my friend, and her friend there, and he was there, and him and his friend had ended up getting us some Thai food. So we had Thai food, and we all sat and talked and ate and all of that. I got his number for the business purposes because I was like, yeah, I need to work. I want to work. I want to help you do this and that. I don't remember if we established this over text or if he said it or something, but somehow he was like, yeah, I want to take you out and show you a nice time. And I was like, yeah, because I haven't been to certain restaurants like J. Alexander and stuff like that. He was like, oh, you ain't never been there? I'll take you. And we set up a date to go out to J. Alexander's, but they were super busy. So we ended up going to a restaurant called Andiamo. It's an Italian restaurant, if y'all don't know. So disclaimer, or just to lay out the foundation for y'all, I never, ever gave this man reason to think that there was a romantic opportunity, that I liked him, that the feeling was mutual. I told him that I was not looking for a relationship, but we could be friends, and that's it. On this dinner date, we're gonna call him Billy. That's his name. And this guy is like he's in his 40s. I'm just say that. He's in his 40s. So we are at dinner and we're having a conversation, and he's like, oh my gosh, you're so mature. Like, I wouldn't even know that you were 23, and you're smart and you do this and you do that, because I'm like, I read books and I'm into this and I'm into that. Why does my light keep going out? So he's complimenting me. He's very impressed. And then we start talking about the Airbnb. And so I'm giving him ideas. I'm like, even outside of cleaning, I could help you with the technical side, with booking and with organizing things and making stuff more efficient. I'm giving him ideas and he's just amazed at the ideas that I'm giving. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna get a business opportunity. You know, I got a chance to make some money and get nice dinners or whatever. After that, of course, he started liking me even more, and he started calling me, and he would want to be on the phone for like a long time, like hours. And you know, I had to tell him like, okay, I'm about to go to sleep, like I'll talk to you later, whatever. But it was weird because he didn't really have a lot going on himself. So a lot of the conversation on his end would be him telling me about people that owed him money and other friends that he had that would have businesses. And this one friend in particular that he had, his wife was 23 and they just had a kid and they have a nice house and such. But I'm like, okay, you're telling me about all these other people. What about you? Like, what do you have going on? Or what, you know? I'm going with the motions because I'm really trying to get this business opportunity. This was over the course of a few months. I started talking to him really like the end of October. Over the course of a few months, we kept doing the little dinner dates and stuff like that. So eventually he brings up the fact that he wants to take me on a trip out of the country or on a nice vacation. So at first it was a Hawaii trip. And I'm like, I'm not going by myself. So I asked Raven if she wants to go. So we try to set that up and he's like, yeah, so y'all can figure out how to plan it. I'll just give you some money when we get there and I'll give you the money to get your clothes and all of that. He invited his friend as well, so we wanted to make sure that everybody would vibe. We set up a dinner at the Airbnb. So the Airbnb, this was my first time going there. It was really nice. It was 2 bedrooms. It had king size beds in there. Downtown Detroit, a beautiful view. It had a balcony and all of that. It was a very nice place. His friend gets there super late, first of all. His friend got there super late. I don't know what was going on. So when his friend finally got there, we ordered our food and Billy was like, I named him Billy. So Billy was like, yeah, me and Bree can go get the food and y'all can stay here. But dude was silent. Like it was awkward. Like he didn't want to do that. So he was like, okay, well then we all can just go then. My friend drove us, and what's his friend's name? His friend's name can be Fred. So Fred sits in the front with my friend. And so we're driving there, me and Billy having a little light conversation. And Fred is just on his phone, texting, doing whatever. I don't know what he's doing. He's texting or something, but he's on the phone the whole time. It's so awkward. Like he barely introduced himself. Like, so we got the food, went back to the Airbnb and started eating. It was still the same. Fred was not talking. Like he was not, like Billy had to tell him like, or ask him questions like, ain't that right, Fred? Wouldn't you say that, Fred? And we like, what is wrong with Fred? Like, like what is going on? He was super awkward. But I cut to the chase after a while. I'm like, okay, so are we all good to go to this trip or whatever? And at that moment, we decided that Hawaii would be a little bit too much because the long flights and it's very expensive. So we was like, yeah, we can just do Mexico instead. So dinner is over and we're walking down because the Airbnb had like a little bodega connected to it. So we walk down there to get something. And we're thinking that Fred is going to walk out with us or at least say bye or something. And we leave and he didn't say anything. We're like, oh, we thought he was coming down to say bye or whatever. So he just disappeared. He just disappeared back upstairs, I guess. I don't know. So that was that. But we decided that we're going to still go and we're going to have a good time no matter what. A free trip, it is what it is. I'm still like every so often like, okay, when can I help you with the Airbnb or whatever? When is that going to happen? So I went back and talked to my friend that introduced us, and I'm like, he's not, like, I haven't worked at the Airbnb yet. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. So she's like, yeah, I think he don't want you to clean it because he like you and such and such. So I'm like, okay, but I was still supposed to do the technical part. I'm still asking him, like, what's going on? What's going on? He's giving me the runaround. And mind you, when I was talking on the phone to him, he asked me, how much is your bills? How much do you need to pay your bills? And I told him, and he said, okay, we can do that. We can do that. I didn't ask him for anything. He asked me and I told him. He's like, okay, we can work something out. Eventually, he added on going to the grocery store. He would find a reason to go to the grocery store and he would be like, oh, go ahead, get what you want, get what you need. I know you need to make it through the week or whatever. I'm like, are you sure? Like, I swear I'm not. I don't be lying. I don't have no reason to lie. I'm being completely honest. I didn't give this man no reason to think that he had any chance of doing anything. I never did any flirting or anything like that. It was all just laughs. He would try to flirt with me. I would laugh, laugh it off. That's what I do. I never asked this man for anything, okay? Never asked this man for anything, okay? We went to the grocery store. He said, get what you need. I said, are you sure? I said, for real? I was hesitant because I don't even feel comfortable accepting certain things from people because I can do it myself. He like, go ahead, get what you need, get what you need. Da, 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 da. I'm like, all right. So I just got like basics like sandwich stuff and juice and honey for my tea and little basic stuff. So he did that twice. He got me groceries twice, I think. So when we're talking, he always tells me about these women who ask him for stuff and who feel obligated to get things from him. And ask them to help them with their cars or help them with their bills and this and that. And he liked me so much because I didn't do that. I never asked him for anything. I just wanted to work. So that made him like me even more. So he was saying that he was not going to get a Christmas gift for anybody else but me. So he was like, yeah, you can get your Uggs or whatever the few days before Christmas comes. And we saw each other. He gave me $200 for Christmas. And he was like, this is your Christmas gift. I said, thank you so much. I was so grateful because I really did appreciate that. And that did help me in that month or whatever. So I accepted that because who wouldn't accept, money from somebody who is supposed to be your friend? After Christmas, we kept doing the little dinner dates and stuff like that. Kept texting and talking on the phone. In February, I was going to start working on a movie. And I was like, okay, now I'm going to be super busy when I'm working on this movie. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I can't talk to you like that. I'm going to be working. So he's like, okay, I understand. He was getting all down like, oh, since I ain't going to talk to you, I might as well see you now before the movie starts, blah, blah, blah. Trying to make me feel bad. I didn't see him. I don't think I saw him after I started the movie like that. Maybe like once I saw him, or I saw him right before I started the movie. I don't know. Everything is a big blur. The communication like died down so often, but me and my friend, we still like, okay, we're going to go to Mexico. We're going to plan this trip, da, 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 da. Even though he's giving me the runaround with this business opportunity and, he's trying to drag stuff along, we're still like, okay, we're going to get an experience out of it and make the best of it. When I worked on the movie, I didn't have time. And I was like, we were working like 12, 14-hour days. And he would text me like are you working today? Call me when you get a chance, please. And I'm like, I just wasn't available. So it's like 1:00 in the morning. I had to drive a cast member home, and I'm driving all the way home. It's late, and I'm still calling him like, okay, what's going on? Are you good? Such and such. And he was like, yeah, I can hear that you're tired. Like, my voice was basically gone. Like, I could barely talk. But I still called him and, had a little conversation with him or whatever on my way home. The communication kept dying down, and I started to get irritated because I'm like, I'm working. I don't have the capacity to have all these conversations with you. I have to work, and that's what I'm focusing on. I'm focusing on reaching my goals, and I wanted to get a business opportunity from you, and you did not provide that for me, so I'm working. Yeah, so it's like, okay, I'll put this on the screen too. It's like, what's up with you tonight? Trying to make conversations like, when is the movie premiere? And I'm like, I don't know yet. He's like, okay. And he's like, are you off work yet? I didn't say anything because I was tired and I didn't have time to respond. Then he said good morning the next day. And I said, good morning. I've been so exhausted from all the long hours. He said, I know. Was yesterday the last day working? And I said, no, we still on set today. He said, okay, I do miss you. And I didn't say anything back because I'm not about to say I miss you back. So so this is February 22nd. We were done with the movie, and I thought I'd check in with him, and I was like, hey, how are you today? He said, who is this? Legit. And I was at my friend's house at the time, and I had showed her. I'm like, why would he even text back, who is this? She like, oh yeah, he probably playing. I'm like, okay. So I text back, LOL, are you joking? He said, I'm joking with you. I said, I'm still trying to get myself together. I feel exhausted. And he said, are you done with the movie yet? And I said, yes, finally. And he said, call me when you get a chance. I wish that I had this recorded, but I called him. This man answered the phone and said, I don't got no money to pay no bills. I don't got no money for you. I'm confused. Like, I paused for a second and I laughed it off like I always did because I'm super nice, and that's probably why he thought he could get one over on me. But I'm laughing it off like, ha ha, you funny. You must be joking again. He like, yeah, I gotta mess with you. I gotta play with you. Boy, that was stupid. You just told on yourself. And then in that same conversation, he claimed to tell his best friend that, I knew Bree wasn't like that. She just was really busy and she didn't have time and such and such. So basically you was talking to your best friend and telling her that you think that I'm playing you because I haven't talked to you. Or she said it. Or she said that I'm just trying to trick you or whatever. I'm not like that. I never asked for anything from you, sir. What did I ask you for? I tried to help you out, and I did more for you than you ever did for me with my presence, because you were clearly grateful and thankful to be around me. Yeah. So after that, for real, I was like turned off completely. Like, I was like, I just don't like the fact that you are trying to string me along, hoping that I will become your girlfriend miraculously, or I will decide to be with you so you can take care of me that way, rather than following through on your word and giving me the business opportunity. He basically said that the business opportunity was no longer available and that he knew he eventually had to tell me, but he told me because I asked about it, basically. So I'm like, oh, okay. And he's like, well, I'm gonna try to find something for us to do, and I'm gonna still come through, and you still gonna have this and that. I'm like, okay. So I got off the phone, and I really decided at that point, like, nah, something ain't right. You lying, or something's not right. No, it's not it. And my friend helped me craft a message to send, because I'm like, I'm at this point, it's no point of continuing conversation. It's no point of continuing communication. So I'm just going to cut it off here, and that's it. So I sent this message. It's a really long message. You can pause it if you would like to read the whole thing. But I'm basically explaining that you lied and you didn't follow through on your word, and there were several opportunities for you to come through and it didn't happen. And I don't appreciate being manipulated or being strung along. That's a waste of my time and yours, because I could have really helped your business. I would have really helped his business. Like, I had some good ideas for him. But anywho, I can't help nobody that don't want to be helped, trying to be selfish and have me to yourself when that wasn't even a full option. Like, that was never an option. You try to make yourself believe that was an option, but it was not. So you played yourself in the long run. You played yourself. So as y'all can see, he tried to explain everything. He was like, oh, well, we could have talked about this in person. I wish you would let me explain. No, ain't no reason to explain. Because you was just going to try to manipulate me even more and get me to be like, okay, well, I understand. I see your point. No, that was too late. I gave you enough time to come through for months, and you didn't. So he still really didn't get the message, and he's like, so what you're saying is you want me to stop talking to you, or you don't want me to hit you up again? I said, yes. That's what I mean. And that's another reason why I kept giving him opportunity, or kept, holding on, because he was a nice guy overall. But at the same time, you are significantly older than me. And when I see that you feel like you can play me a certain type of way, or you can play the situation a certain type of way, no, I'm not stupid. Like, what do you mean? I'm not dumb. You know that I'm not dumb. And I'm not that naive. So that was another form of disrespect to me. You don't respect me enough to know that I will recognize that. And then he lied. So y'all remember I told y'all that Fred did not interact with my friend at the dinner, right? So later on, Billy tries to tell me to give my friend Fred's number and for her to text him. What do you mean? You didn't ask for her number there. You didn't show any type of interest. You didn't ask her what she likes to do, what she has going on, anything. I'm tired of talking about this because I'm irritated now, and it's making my vibrations lower, and my vibrations have been high. Okay, so I just needed to share this with y'all. Go watch The Hottest Spotted Manipulator. Please don't fall for the trap. Know who the real people who are willing to spend money on you, if that's what you're going for. Know the difference, because you're not gonna have to keep bringing up stuff, or you're not gonna have to question anything, or you're not gonna have to deal with none of that. If he's giving you a runaround, or if he's giving you excuses all the time, no, cut it off. Like, there's no reason. He's trying to play you, and we don't need that. Okay. I was trying to just be friends with this guy and, work on business and help him and give him an opportunity to make some more money while also making money myself, which he agreed on. But clearly he was trying to be selfish. So, men are stupid. Okay, I'll try to make it better. I will say men are overly practical. Now you looking stupid, Billy.